Army 2020, formerly known as Future Army Structure or FAS, is the name given to an ongoing review of the structure of the British Army, and in particular its fighting brigades. The British government gave an indication of its proposals for the future structure of the British Army in early 2008 in a press report stating that it was considering restructuring the Army into a force of 3 deployable divisional headquarters and 8 homogenous or identical brigades, each with a spread of heavy, medium and light capabilities. This report indicated that the existing 16 Air Assault Brigade would be retained as a high-readiness rapid reaction force. Subsequently, it was reported that the former Chief of the General Staff, General Sir Richard Dunnett, wanted to see the Army structured so as to extend the interval between operational tours from 2 to 2.5 years. In 2010, the Strategic Defence and Security Review was published. As part of the plans, the British Army will be reduced by 23 regular units, and by 2020 will number 112,000 soldiers, of whom 82,000 will be regulars and 30,000 will be reservists. On June 7, 2012, the Secretary of State for Defence set out some key considerations for the future of the British Army. Future structure, also see Structure of the British Army. Army 2020, originally envisaged structure. The originally envisaged future structure was announced on July 19, 2011 in a briefing paper entitled Defence Basing Review, Headline Decisions. This structure involved 5 identical multi-role brigades, each of around 6,500 personnel. However, in June 2012 a significantly different structure known as Army 2020 was announced. The divisional headquarters of 2nd, 4th and 5th Divisions were disbanded in 2012 and replaced by a single formation known as Support Command based at Aldershot. Up until June 2012, it was envisaged that FAS, next steps, would result in 5 large multi-role brigades. Each of these brigades would have comprised 1 Armoured Regiment of Challenger 2 tanks, 1 Armoured Reconnaissance Regiment, 1 Armoured Infantry Battalion in Warrior Armoured Fighting Vehicles, 1 Mechanized Infantry Battalion in FV-432 Bulldog Armored Vehicles, 2 Light Role Infantry Battalions. Combat support and logistics would have been retained at a divisional level. It was envisaged that 19th Light Brigade, which is currently part of 3rd Mechanized Division, would be disbanded. Army 2020 structure. At the USI Land Warfare Conference in June 2012, the Army's Chief of the General Staff set out a significantly different Army structure from that foreseen in the Strategic Defence and Security Review. The new structure was confirmed by the Secretary of State for Defence, Mr. Philip Hammond, on July 5, 2012. The Army Command will comprise the Reaction Force, the Adaptable Force, and Force Troops. The Reaction Force, the 16 Air Assault Brigade, comprising 2 battalions of the Parachute Regiment and 2 Army Air Corps regiments of attack helicopters. This will deliver a very high-readiness lead air assault task force, with the rest of the brigade ready to move at longer notice. The 3rd Division, comprising 3 Armoured Infantry Brigades. These 3 brigades will rotate, with one being the lead brigade, a second involved in training and the third involved in other tasks. The lead brigade will deliver a lead battle air group at very high readiness, with the rest of the brigade at longer notice. Each Armoured Infantry Brigade will be made up of 1 Type 56 Armoured Regiment comprising 3 Sabre Squadrons, each of 18 Challenger 2 main battle tanks, 1 Command and Recce Squadron, 1 Armoured Cavalry Regiment comprising 3 Sabre Squadrons, each of 16 CVR-T, V High Sleezer Euro to be replaced by the Scout Specialist Vehicle, 1 Command and Support Squadron, 2 Armoured Infantry Battalions, each comprising 3 rifle companies each with 14 upgraded Warrior Infantry Fighting Vehicle, 1 Support Company, 1 Heavy Protected Mobility Infantry Battalion comprising 3 rifle companies, each with 14 Mastiff Armoured Utility Vehicles, 1 Support Company, 101 Logistics Support Brigade, Royal Wessex Yeomanry providing armoured resilience to the 3 Challenger 2 regiments. The complete Air Assault Brigade and a full mechanised brigade will be available for deployment within 3 months. All 3 brigades HQs are to be based in the Salisbury Plain Training Area. The Adaptable Force, the 1st Armoured Division, renamed as the 1st Division, along with support command made up of 7 infantry brigades of various sizes, each made up of paired regular and territorial army forces, drawn from an adaptable force pool of units. These infantry brigades will be suited to UK operations or overseas commitments or, with sufficient notice, as a brigade-level contribution to enduring stabilisation operations. This force pool will comprise 3 light cavalry, paired with 3 yeomanry regiments, each comprising 3 sabre squadrons, each with 16 jackal vehicles. 6 light protected mobility infantry battalions equipped with foxhound vehicles, each comprising 3 rifle companies. 1 support company. Several light role infantry battalions, each comprising 3 rifle companies. 1 support company. 102 logistic support brigade. Force troops, this will comprise 1st Artillery Brigade, 1st Signal Brigade, 11th Signal Brigade, 8 Engineer Brigade, 1st Intelligence Surveillance and Reconnaissance Brigade, 2 Medical Brigade, 104 Logistical Support Brigade, 1st Military Police Brigade, Security and Assistance Group, Joint Helicopter Command Army Air Corps. The Joint Helicopter Command will remain an integral part of the land force. The Army Air Corps will be reduced by 1 regular regiment. 1 and 9 Regt AAC will merge with a new Wildcat helicopter not before October 2015. 1 regiment will be at high readiness annually, with 1 Apache squadron committed towards the lead armoured battle air group, reductions of the infantry. 4 of the British Army's 36 regular infantry battalions will be disbanded, merged with sister units and their regiments: 2nd Battalion, Royal Regiment of Fusiliers, 2nd Battalion, Yorkshire Regiment, 2nd Battalion, Royal Welsh, 3rd Battalion, Mercian Regiment, a 5th Battalion, the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders, 5th Battalion Royal Regiment of Scotland, will be reduced to a single company to carry out public duties in Scotland. Armoured Corps and Artillery, 4 of the Royal Armoured Corps regiments will merge into 2 regiments, 9th/12th Royal Lancers and Queen's Royal Lancers will merge to become the Royal Lancers, 1st Royal Tank Regiment and 2nd Royal Tank Regiment will merge to simply form the Royal Tank Regiment. 39 Regiment Royal Artillery will disband, with its multiple launch rocket systems being transferred to the rest of the Royal Artillery and Territorial Army. In accordance with the Strategic Defence and Security Review, the number of AS-90 self-propelled guns will be reduced by 35%. The number of Challenger 2 tanks was cut by around 40%, and by 2014, had been reduced to 227. Territorial Army to be the Army Reserve. The Territorial Army will be renamed the Army Reserve, and will be expanded from 19,000 to 30,000 personnel. Its military equipment will be upgraded to meet the standards of the regular army. Units will be realigned according to this ORBAT, Corps of Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. The regular component of the REME structure will reduce by 1 battalion to 7 regular battalions. 101 Force Support Battalion will be removed from the regular Army ORBAT not before autumn 2015. Royal Military Police. As part of the drawdown from Germany, the Royal Military Police will lose 1 regiment, 5 Regiment RMP, from the ORBAT. The 3 remaining regiments will be reorganized. Royal Artillery Air Defence, 12th and 16th Royal Artillery will continue to be placed under a joint Army RAF unit, Joint Ground-Based Air Defence. Other British Forces Royal Logistic Corps in Germany will be withdrawn back to the UK by 2015. 8 Regiment RLC disbanded on March 31, 2012. 24 Regiment RLC, will disband in Bielefeld, Germany in August 2013. 23 Pioneer Regiment RLC, at Bicester disbands in 2013/14. Note: there is no mention of where 12 Close Logistics Regiment will be in the Army 2020 documents. Newspapers say it will be disbanded. Formation structure, regular units only. 1. There are 3 Foot Guards incremental companies stationed in London, and 1 Line Infantry incremental company stationed in Edinburgh. Note: the Foot Guards units will continue to unit move, rotating through the 5 Foot Guards barracks, Aldershot, Bright, Hounslow and Windsor. The table shows all moves up to summer 2018 when the next rotation is due to take place. Basing: an initial basing plan located infantry brigades throughout the United Kingdom, with the 3 reaction force brigades situated in the Salisbury Plain training area. On March 5, 2013, a future basing plan of units in the UK was released. As noted above, all Germany-based units will be relocated to different parts of the UK, with the Salisbury Plain area holding the largest concentration of troops. External links: Future Force 2020 brochure, Army 2020 July 2013 update, Regular Army Basing Plan March 2013, Major Army Sites and NOTE map doesn't show the location of a brigade in Northern Ireland. ORBAT of Regular Army is given by AFF, Army Reserve Changes and Future Basing, British Army Combat Capability for the Future document, see also, Future of the Royal Navy, Future of the Royal Air Force, References.